Uh, Welcome back to Hacking Infinity, the Eschaton.
Hooah.
Welcome back to the second half. Uh, so, uh, when we left off, we were just winding down the a scene in which boat was starting to head to New Vegas because their people want to party. Uh, there's been too much politics. But, uh, on the way, uh, there's, what are your, uh, what is your policy on, uh, on people seeking to, people from, outside of your group seeking to re-sleeve and become a part of the ship? If
Oh
they,
yeah, that's kind of a non-issue to me. It's kind of like an open door policy on me. You can come and go as you like.
okay. I suspected. Uh, so, one of uh, I haven't named them yet, and feel free to supply something. But there's like a uh, there are refugees from this inner planet that uh, I have the
The angry-looking planet.
yes. Uh,
Which one? Oh, the little cheese ball there.
Mm-hmm.
yes.
Yeah, you
Uh,
have a specified set of interests. They're all food.
yeah. The people there are like primarily like silica like robotic life. Um, and I had a name for them, but don't seem to know. Okay, fine. I'm gonna mess with some visuals to find it.
And
This is
so,
the thing.
so this is quite a good then. This raises an interesting point. It's more to do with my own like head canon. So like in my mind, I am a greater being, just in terms of that the mind power that I have is more than that of, say, a droid.
Sure.
Is this correct or my imagination?
Uh, hmm. Well, okay. You probably have access to more computronium uh, than your certainly than your average person on the inner planet. Uh, who whose people are primarily race Megrazon, who are essentially uh, people who, in the distant past, were carbon based, but in the wake of the coming calamity, all uplifted or uploaded them to their consciousnesses.
Okay, let me phrase this another way
Okay.
then. So there's like, say, with the NPCs, there's like tiers of NPCs. There's like, vanilla ones and like autarchs. And then I imagine there's then another sort of echelon of like player character.
Uh,
Is that right, or are we just like
okay.
autarchs
So
with
yeah, uh, there's yeah, there's essentially
What's the galactic
four loose
hierarchy?
social classes in meta society. There's denizens who are just sort of people who are on barbaric planets don't know the don't know anything about the rest of meta society. and have a right to be clued in after they die, so that they can re-sleeve appropriately, but essentially don't have any rights during this first life. Um, there's autarchs who generally know the score and are entitled to uh, you know, post scarcity resources, um, but not like their own world or anything. Um, and PCs, the sort of the lowest social class for PCs is autarch. Then above that is citizen, who have titular control of their own world, um, and that is like the highest social class for starting PC. Uh, then there is above that sort of ascended slash governors who uh, have an even higher tier of resource access and are like the most influential person on like a core world that's like fully built up, uh, or have like transcended and are in their and are essentially the titular controller of their own uh, like pocket dimension or timeline.
Hmm.
Cool.
But you don't hear from them very often because they
Why would you?
yeah.
Yeah, they're like, I got everything I need. Why would I communicate with anyone?
Uh,
So
so
I guess
until I
I
can come up
will.
with a new, a better name, new as so. Uh, you've been hearing that there's some sort of conflict. It's not completely open yet, but there's like the there's a conflict heating up between Capstone and the people of New Megrez, um, which why and in that conflict, a number of the Megrezon re-sleeve aboard U-boat, um, and rather than being cool and just like assimilating into society or like nicely asking for your help, uh, they attempt to draw you into the conflict by blowing up.
Okay, so
Uh,
so they're essentially respawning and then exploding in.
Zerg rushing you.
yes. Uh, so I would like you to roll resist outside influence to avoid having that resulting explosion be uh, too problematic. Okay. Uh, Miss or 7 to 9, when resisting outside influence, you must make an additional choice from the 7 to 9 results. Okay.
Now, would there be any chance that I could help? Because he's so close to 10.
Um,
Because normally I wouldn't say anything because, like, one, I'm not in the seat, and two, like, it would be like a 7 or a. So I wouldn't have. But it's so close to 10.
yeah, I.
Like, would there be, like, a handful of squeeze on the boat that aren't a part of the. I mean, because, like, it's like a city-sized people, so not everyone is. But I do have those 4 ships, so up to you.
Yeah. Um, I think in this case, there's not really opportunity.
Alright.
So I choose one.
Um, so,
Is that right?
So you actually have to choose two because of because you're in an adhocracy. But
Oh, I
they're
have to
both from the
choose
7 to
two.
9 list.
And is morale loss permanent, or does it like is it like Waffy? Does it refresh at the start of the session?
Um, it is. It does not refresh at the start of the session. Um, but there you can just do the restructure move to get it back, and if you're successful, uh, you
So
can
I will
totally
take
refresh that.
the morale hit, and I will have you advance a relevant clock, please.
Okay. Um, okay. So yeah, there's a morale hit, and then I think the other clock. Uh, gonna be fairly low key, and that it's a 6 clock, so it'll take a while to wind up. Um, but
Well, do you
nasty.
get to? So is it if there is not a relevant clock, you get to create one, or
Yeah,
okay?
and uh, uh, so yeah, this explosion goes off, and you've got a bunch of like uh, auto repair, and uh, you can fix the immediate damage, but uh, there's some sort of like uh, underlying damage that could add up to being a big problem down the line. Not a problem right now.
And my feelings were hurt.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was very rude. I mean, here you are being a lifeline, and what do? They do this whole terrorist thing like that. It's irrational. What the fuck? But people. Uh,
Just being rude. Just being
no,
rude, babes.
no. Uh, so, uh, whoops, not transition. Damn it. What I meant to do, I meant to do that, which actually isn't even visible. Anyway, uh, Pterodon, Pterodon. I can't even
That's what
pronounce it.
if I look at it, I say it
Pteranodon.
wrong.
Pteranodon.
Pteranodon. Yeah, it's because it's got that P in it too. So I'm Pteranodon. Oh no. Hello.
Uh, okay, so what are you up to now? You've got uh,
I've got the
you have
information.
people at the you've got a bunch of information that uh, uh, hasn't been
But,
parsed yet. You
yeah.
have people who have infiltrated this research post.
hmm
You still have people missing. Um, there's
I'm going to. You tell me what role, but I'm going to try to find communications between this facility and other facilities, and locate the rest of my people.
okay.
And then I'm gonna take that information and see what happens with it. But if I don't get any information out of this, or even if I do, I will be rescuing who I can post haste and heading out. Because if I don't find the information here, I'll find it some other way.
Okay.
I mean, sorry, I'll find it some other way.
Okay. This that sounds to me like you're stealing something valuable.
Yeah.
Um, So let me see. Uh, I mean, you haven't triggered it, but to some degree, this this facility is like a, a trap, and you know that some degree of alert has gone out.
Sure.
There
I
may
have a
be.
question,
Uh-huh.
real quick. I did a direct conflict a second ago, right? Like, I'm bad at time, but that was one of the roles I did today, or am I just mistaking that for?
No, I don't
No,
think you.
infiltrate. All right,
Yeah,
because
is
I
the
forgot I
infiltration
have
and yeah.
yeah, I have +1 to infiltrate and +2 to direct conflict. I
Okay.
need to make sure I remember that.
Okay. That should already be reflected on your sheet. Let's make sure. Okay.
Oh wait,
So
yeah, I
Star will
expanded it.
direct.
Oh yeah, I already changed it. Don't worry.
Okay, cool.
I forgot about the drop down thing, so it's like I don't see it anywhere. Yeah, okay. Never mind.
Okay.
Cool.
Uh, so yeah, I mean, you did uh, take out the replacement guards, but
Mhm.
yeah, we didn't count that as direct conflict because it just
Yeah.
wasn't on that big of a scale, and
Mhm.
you're not unseen directly, so it's not used for us. It was just...
Okay, so the place is a trap, and I know it's a trap. I haven't set it off yet.
Correct.
Okay, and I need to uh steal something valuable.
Uh,
Is there anything else we need to discuss before I do
before
that?
rolling.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So I so I know that you're just trying to extract the people along with the information and get the hell out of there. Um, what and that is enough to go on. But if there's anything else you want to fill in about how you're going about it, feel free.
Uh, I mean, would that change what I roll?
No,
Okay, well, I
it's
would want
simply
to roll
color,
to see if I
unless that you
succeed
want
or
to push
fail.
for something else.
Yeah, so I want to roll to see my level of success, and then I'll describe
Sure.
what happens. Yeah, so I don't have to backtrack. All right, so I'm gonna click steal something valuable. All right.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Not a fail.
Not a fail. It is a partial success. So
Okay.
on a 7 to 9, I choose 2. Uh. Oh.
Okay. Uh,
So
yeah, and I
since
think that
I already guaranteed that I escaped in a previous thing, do I still need to pick the agent escapes in this?
uh,
Since it's part of a
the agent
nested
escapes will get all
thing?
of your people out as well as
Okay.
any well, agent escapes will get everybody that was there unwillingly out.
Okay, alright, that's fair. I will choose that as my first one.
Okay.
And then I will choose the agent isn't compromised. I don't know. I feel like that's my old character. Like they would protect their people. I feel like the squee are more vicious. But you already have what, 17 clocks? Is that how many?
Four.
Okay.
Fine.
That's close. Yeah, all of the data is retrieved. All of the data is retrieved.
Okay.
I am giving my agent up.
Okay.
You have Manchurian candidated some of
Well,
my
okay, I have the
ops people.
option to do that.
All right, you don't have to then, but
Yeah.
and also you can decide whether to trigger that later too. So
Yeah.
could be a surprise. Everyone loves surprises. Were you gonna make a move before I describe what happened, or do you want to tell me what happened and then I'll work in my narrative?
Tell you what, I'm not going to invoke the agent is compromised unless there's something in your description that like screams out for me to do so. Um, Go ahead and describe what the extraction looks like,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll make a move or two.
Sure. And you said the tentacle people are like actual tentacle people, like a ball of tentacles, right?
Yes, you
Okay.
do know that they started off as humans and are have just like chosen this form because it's in fashion.
Oh, okay, okay, all right. In that case, I think what it comes down to is that there's like big tanks with like those fish tanks with a bunch of glass bubbles at the bottom. It's kind of like that, but each glass bubble is like a USB drive, and there's little hands that reach in and like grab things, a la pulling server ports from a giant stack. Um, so I think it's about like getting the right, just getting a whole bunch of those little like bubbles of information and
Okay.
and secreting them away, because tentacles in the ocean and somatic visuals.
Okay. Um, let's uh let's start yet another clock.
Yeah,
Uh,
clock shop over
Not
here.
in this case, not a negative one, but I think to uh, reflect the information that you grabbed. Um, yeah, 4 o'clock. Man, it's a uh, so I think that as you the information you do go ahead and like start to parse the stuff that's being researched here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and as you uh, uh, begin to put it together, um, you find that it's uh,
Am I
that
still in the facility when this happens?
no, this is after you get out. But
Okay, well, I have
but
to describe how I escaped.
okay, sure, by all means.
So, uh, we start to leave. We kind of like get the orbs and head out, and um, like stomp on one of the evil scientists' hands as they're reaching for a plasma gun, and then like somebody opens the front door and like a bunch of lights flare on because they've been waiting for us to escape that way. So we shut the doors real quick. There's a hail of gunfire, and then like it's like that big scene, and then like a helicopter takes off from the back, and they follow it out, and it's like the scene we described earlier where they shoot it down. There's wreckage, and they go up to it, and it's like a bunch of robotic squeeze squeeze,
Uh
like and like a little stuffed animal that's kind of burnt on the side. Uh,
huh.
and then it has a little note on it with a weird gecko hoof palm print. And it says, "Catch you later, suckers." And then it shows us like escaping out of a drain pipe and like it's going through the woods and like getting on like uncovering like the ghillie suit truck thing, the camouflage for trucks, whatever that is. And like then it's like driving off into the woods towards our home and escaping. Classic.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So not long after you drive off, you I guess you get two pieces of information. One is sort of the designation of the facility that the rest of your people were in theory sent off to after processing, and the facility that you just got out of has all the tags that you sent people out with to try and track down where your people are going to. So they've been cleaned of those tags, but you have some information enough to follow up on to find them. Also, you find that O. Henry was working on some sort of advanced bioscanner that you suspect, if it's completed, will let them find out exactly where every squee on the planet is. Yeah.
No.
And in the wake of this, your scientists out in the countryside are even more determined to unleash the
Uplift and unleash.
Your uplift project of what you told me what they were what the uplift.
Yeah, they were like rust monsters.
Oh yes.
Yeah, everyone's favorite monster.
Yeah.
The monster you put against like level 1 or 2 people, and they're like, "What do you mean my sword disintegrates? That's not fair."
But they're much meaner later.
What do you mean my magical sword disintegrates?
It was purple. It can't disintegrate, can it? Can it?
So, just as we're talking about rust monsters, I currently have a prediction where I'm going to start a pool before how long Critical Role Season 2 overtakes Court of Swords in level.
Well, Critical Role is doing the milestones one, but I mean, Court of Swords is
Hard life.
Yeah. Okay. So if Critical Role is doing it by milestone, my guess is that they will not overtake Court of Swords, even though Court of Swords probably has attrition that Critical Role does not. I think that the XP accumulation from killing stuff will exceed the you gain a level from doing something, from accomplishing something cool. I could be wrong.
Court of Swords is goal based now, not combat based.
Oh, okay, they're doing it also. Okay.
And 2, Matt Mercer and his players have a very different relation to Adam and their players, and like stuff like plot armor and say, I don't know, being married to one of the players kind of skews
He's
things a
just
bit.
as mean. She turned into a goldfish and splattered on the rocks. If you can't kill your husband or wife or spouse, what's the point of playing Dungeons and Dragons?
But anyway, I'm predicting that Court of Swords will be level 14 when they are overtaken. That is my prediction.
Okay.
Sorry, I just had to.
No,
I
it's
just
here on the
had to
internet. It's
share
here
that.
first.
I don't,
Yeah.
I don't have any friends who watch both, and so I had to share that. Anyway, I'm sorry for being a tangent fish.
It's all good.
Fantastic. Tangent fish, like an anglerfish, except it's got a tangent on the end of its dangly thing.
Precisely.
All right. Did it. Also, did you know anglerfish are super tiny?
Mm-hmm.
I always thought they were like the size of footballs and or rugby balls.
Yeah, so did I. Huh.
Yeah, they're little bitty.
Does it vary, or are they all like?
There's variation, but they're mostly little.
Hmm.
Yeah.
When they
Anyways.
start having the ones with anime chicks on the end, like in that movie, then that's going to be how I go.
Yeah.
That's disturbing.
That's when you're gonna learn to scuba dive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So I have.
Yeah.
I have
Dudes or girls? Chicks with a J in it. It's like dudes. Don't worry about it. Go on, Brad.
Yeah. I have done scuba diving before, fairly casually, and
Was your bow tie undone?
it's both glorious. It is both glorious and a little bit terrifying. And that was just going like 30 feet down. I can barely imagine what it would be like to do like
Deep dive.
hundreds of feet, need like the special to hang out in the special tank to not get nitrogen narcosis coming back up.
Yeah, yeah.
And just being all the way down there with things with like giant heads and jaws, even if they're small. That would be unreal.
Oh, by the way, I'm gonna learn how to clip Twitch clips because like me breaking you so rarely happens. It's a delight.
Good. I'd not heard that one. That was fresh material. I'm going to use that. This bow tie undone. Yeah, so I literally didn't hear any of that story, Brad. I was too busy. And that's a complaint because the neighbors were like through that wall. So like, there's my first complaint. But hashtag work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, I escaped. I got the information.
Yes.
Can I do one more move before we go back to the boat of using the not escaped, the my new housemates that I rescued as political favor to like, oh, I freed your people, so here's something. I've done something nice to you. Maybe later you can do something nice for me, kind of thing.
So normally not. Like normally
I didn't know if there was a way mechanically to do that, or if I could just keep this information and then use that narratively in negotiations in the future, because I can do that as well.
So certainly using them as a bargaining chip is totally something you can do. It's just that the sort of the built-in structure of the game is that the after doing a organization move, that's like the last thing of a scene, and that you can't do more moves after it. So I think
so I'll write down that I have political guests in quotation marks.
Sure.
And whether I return them right now, like I can retroactively say I did that because who knows what the future will bring. Yeah. All right. Cool.
So yeah, but I am gonna stick by the organization move ending the scene because.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's something I didn't know.
Because it's sort of like on a macro scale, and
yeah. Boat
reason.
Vegas.
Okay,
Boat
so
Vegas.
boat Vegas. You uh, arrive in orbit around New Vegas, um, and are for doing so, uh, you're given a bunch of New Vegas credits that can be used for various entertainments on planet, uh, and your everybody on board is given a smaller number of credits and encouraged to uh, come down and enjoy. Uh, what do you do?
Well, I've just had a revelation that there is an organization descriptor called Hive Mind. Unocracy. Big fan. So I'm going to um, demote all the organics to guests and try to restructure to add Unocracy.
Oh, I see. So just as you're arriving at New Vegas, the planet of fun times, you're going to attempt to revoke their consciousness so that they don't actually enjoy these fun times. Okay.
Well,
No, that's fine.
no. That's not so. Organics and the droids will be just guests aboard boat, and then the organization is my drones because I've already got like two whole fleets of drones. Um, so as in they are just guests now. So I'm not like removing their autonomy or like hacking their brains. I'm just being like, look, you're just guests. You just
But
live
the
on me,
cruise ship
Okay.
is being
You don't get
restructured.
Okay.
but you're not like members of the boat liberation front anymore because like we just came to as soon as I saw Space Vegas and like the neon lights and the inbox popped in with the Vegas bucks, I was like, oh yeah, I shouldn't let these guys have an opinion on like anything. Like, oh no.
Everything they believe is wrong. Let's check.
Okay.
So yes, do I need to do like a setup roll for this, or can I just go like whoop? And
Um.
also as well, people who don't like it can just be on Vegas.
Yeah. Yeah. If you don't like it, you can leave.
You could stay in this paradise of capitalism. Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a restructure roll. Um. And that is a organization role. So if there's anything socially you want to do first to set up for it, you have an opportunity to do so.
I mean, I suppose I should try talking to them to let them know what I'm doing rather than just being like, surprise! So just before we all go down, I say we all, but just before you all go down the planet and have a good time, I just want to have a quick kind of pep talk with you guys. If we could huddle up, everyone, please. Great. So
Yeah.
I've been
It's easy to reach
thinking on the
everybody.
way here, and it stung a bit having the insides exploded and stuff, and I've kind of decided that I prefer things if I could just act to my own accord, and I think me and the drones have got things covered, and I still value your opinions very highly, so if you want to stay on me as guests and esteemed counselors, then you'll have my ear anytime you like, and you can stay. But I don't think it's good if you guys keep on being actual members of Mortal Matters. I think it's better if just it's me and the drones on that, and you guys are kind of unofficial liaisons. But I still love you very much.
Yeah. So I I'm trying to think that there's a move there. or if it's just if it's just explaining what's going down. Um, yeah, I don't think it's an ultimatum. I don't think it's. I don't think you're
I'll be right
manufacturing
back, guys.
consent. I think it's just. Uh, uh, yeah, I think it's just that sounds like it's just going into the restructure itself. Um, do you have
Oh, I
in
pushed the button too soon again. I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, okay. So in implementing this change, is it just you explaining it, or do you have? Is there any interface? Do you have like uh, any of the drones try and smooth things over, and how do they go about it if you do?
I presume I have like basically multiple avatars of me in different rooms, basically giving this talk. I imagine there isn't like a room big enough for everyone, so instead it's just like each group has their own private me giving them the little one-on-one.
Okay. Okay. Let's see how this one. Oh, look at that. Uh, uh, so I think what happens is you sort of explained that this is how it's going to be, that they're welcome to give their input, but as passengers rather than members uh, you know of the group that is the boat. Um and and you're expecting pushback. Like, you knew that this was not going to be a popular decision. Um, and I think uh, I think what happens is that uh, the chair that they lodge a complaint with the committee on democracy and AI affairs. Let's jot that down. Uh, oh, that's the old notes.
All right, sorry, I'm back. Hello.
Welcome back.
What have I missed?
Oh, so the attempt to restructure didn't go so
It
well.
did good. Red is good, right?
Yeah.
Red means love and kisses.
It's red, so it's highlighted.
Yeah.
Uh, um,
How exciting!
the AI. Uh, um, so yeah, I misspelled. They appeal to this Meta Society committee, who gets back to you saying that they're recommending an injunction that while they're within your body, that this uh, this anti-democratic move is uh, problematic for uh, 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 is a problematic direction for Escatonian citizens to be forced into, especially when they're on board an AI. Let's see if we can work something out here. Um, and and let's find out a little bit more about this person. I think this is worth doing the
Make it another organization.
yeah. Let me just grab the check head mail and
Every time you say that, I always think of what Max Headron, the
Headroom.
Headroom.
Max Headroom, yes.
Yeah.
That was such a cool ladies thing. Uh, so, Boat, if you would like to open the check head mail move, or I think there's another move that also has this, but that's that is under the social moves.
Yeah, I'm looking at check head now.
And if you want to pick a trait for the committee chair.
Naive.
And this organization descriptors?
Yes. And yeah, go ahead and if you want to grab one. Turn it on.
Or unit.
Organization. This is for the person of the chair rather than the describing the committee as a whole.
So hold on, there's lots of lists in this thing. So I'm not under organization descriptors then. I'm under something else.
No. If you go to social moves, check head mail, it'll have the trait list.
Got it. There, I did it. I think, and this is the tourists you're trying to kick off your boat,
This
or
is
the robot people.
This is the chair of the committee that's trying to intervene in the move to kick people off.
Okay, but which of those? So they're not Spook's character, right?
They are not.
Okay.
In fact,
I'm sorry, I was away. I missed something.
Yeah.
I don't know who we're talking about.
Oh, okay. So, Boat moved to try and change the structure of his organization to a hive mind.
Sure.
His people hated that idea,
Okay.
and appealed to a committee, the government, to stop that.
Of like the galaxy?
The committee. This committee is like local to this solar system.
Okay, all right. That's okay. So
But
it's a solar system.
they're sort of connected to greater meta society.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I did not know that at all. I was like,
Sure.
well, if they're not the tourists and they're not the robots, who are they? Yeah. So in
third
that
party.
case, yeah.
So, and we're talking about the
specific
chair of this
head
committee,
of the
who is so far naive.
Mm-hmm. I think they are. I think they have multifaceted eyes.
There we go. And another personality trait. this time. Oh, okay. No. Oh, I got it. They are naive and audacious. And I'm also going to pick a descriptor for the group as a whole, or the committee as a whole. And they're... This is laying it on, but they're hair trigger.
They're what?
Hair trigger.
Oh, okay. Nothing like people who don't understand stuff to react fast to stuff.
So you you get this mental knock, and it's like fully authenticated to be coming from this committee, specifically the committee chair. And the sort of avatar icon for the call is essentially a uh, a praying mantis face, although the chitin of the face, rather than being like solid green or brown, is more of a multi-hued. First off, do you take the call?
You're right. I don't see why not.
Okay.
Hello, my name's Bo. Nice to meet you.
Also, you sound like every NPC in Fable. Every single
damn.
one. Hello there.
Boat. It is a pleasure to meet you. We have a problem that we're going to need to resolve here. Uh, there's been a complaint lodged by uh, quite a few of your crew, saying that you wish to democratize, to throw out uh, the few democratizing forces currently extant on uh, uh, within you, and well, I'm sure you understand how that might be a problem for uh, society in general going forward. I have put in an injunction currently so that we can discuss this and hopefully move forward in a direction that is fair to all. What say you?
Well, I mean, that's what I thought I was doing in the first place. So, I don't really understand what the big deal's all about. I mean, it's not really making any difference. It's just, it's pretty much the same as it was before, if you ask me. But yeah, I'll come have a chat if you want to have a chat about it.
Well, perhaps I think before the structure of your society was a bit on the knife's edge, right? Uh, it was already too close to something very authoritarian. Now, within the Eschaton, there's room for all sorts of uh, all sorts of societies, all sorts of ways of organizing, but you you have a lot of firepower, and again, you are a software intelligence able to make uh, very fast, very dangerous decisions. I think that this would set a very dangerous precedent in the system. Uh, perhaps you would consider, if you wish to uh, shake up your uh, the structure within your society, you would consider, oh, maybe a bit of direct democracy, some anarchy, something more positive.
Well, I get what you're saying, but the thing is, right, is what you're saying is people just want to be able to like do whatever they like. And I agree, I quite like having people on me. It's fun, they're cute they are. But having them on me as guests is all right. It's just I want, agency over me. I don't want to be being dragged all over here and there because the squishes they want to go see New Vegas and whatnot. I got a galaxy to save. I can't be.
Oh, so
He's being cyberbullied in space.
yes.
I don't want control over anyone who's sentient. I just want control over me and my boat and my little drone friends. But they ain't got minds, so it's not really the same.
Hmm. Well, tell you what. I'm going to I'm going to give this a little bit of time, see how it plays out, while uh, I think making sure that uh, I think what from what you're saying, it sounds like some measures need to be put in place to make sure that uh, the situation doesn't devolve while we're figuring it out. If you could make I'm going to send your crew some information, uh, and we will remain in contact, and we will resolve this. Don't worry. Uh, if you could make a resist uh, resist outside influence roll. Awesome. Okay, cool. Uh, so let's see. Yeah. So he, I guess it's a he. No, he didn't come up with a name. Which I should definitely do. Uh, he does go ahead and send over a bunch of uh, a bunch of information about the rights uh, of both uh, Eschaton denizens and autarchs, but really none of it, because you are yourself a sentient ship. None of it actually applies. Like in theory, you should be able to just make this change without them interfering. They may not like it, but and you know it would be might be reflected in your reputation. Um, but in theory, you should just be able to do it. Uh, so the information they send is doesn't actually stir them up. That you can like point out where no, this doesn't apply. Just look at line 3. Um, uh, but there was definitely an attempt to undermine your authority audaciously.
Oh, I don't know if it was that audacious.
Mild government interference.
Yeah.
It's the audacity. But it's still a great success because it was 12, so.
Yes, yes.
All right. Well, you know, I feel we've had a very productive conversation. Hopefully, it'll just turn out to be, you know, big misunderstanding and like. And you know, we're at Vegas, so hopefully, you know, everyone will have a chance to unwind a bit, and you know, we can get to a good compromise.
Sounds good.
Looks like you're still plotting things.
As am I.
I guess I don't want to advance in.
Be right back. I just need to buy it.
Okay. Oh, okay. So I'm Pteranodon. I am curious whether are you using the information you've gleaned already from your infiltration to try and
rescue my people as quickly as possible?
Well, are you focused just on you know, like specifically just on finding your people? Are you trying to get like
well,
I
mean, the thing is, like, I'm a city-sized person. I'm not just a like.
Yeah, you can pursue multiple
so,
things at once for sure.
Yeah.
I guess,
and we have to do research as fast as we can because we're getting pushed down on by the oppressors of this planet.
Okay.
So.
What is your like primary focus going forward? How much is it, and how much is it shared with other objectives?
I think as soon as I had the successful thing, I had some time to decompress. I went to talk with like Grandpa Spaceship from my little fast fleet of ships, and like they were gone. They're like BRB going to Vegas, and I was like, well, I don't. Fine, no, that's fine. I can do this myself. That's you know.
I mean, you can still reach them. It's just that they're
sure, but they don't have bombardment
to deploy drones and
I get a check from them, but it'll take a week. So you right. So you're asking what my primary concern is. Are you asking like what scene I want to open on?
Leading towards that, but essentially, I'm trying to find out whether you're like super focused on one thing or whether it's pretty spread out.
I think it's a split narrative.
Okay.
The subset of my people who are like throwing themselves from buildings and doing all these protests. There's the people who are doing research. and then there's that elite rescue squad. So
Squee
and now
Team
that
6.
Yeah.
Squee Team Six.
Oh, and
Squee Team Squee.
yeah, one other possible thing is keeping an eye on the progress of O. Henry's scanner.
So I think we should open with the research team, because I think what my thought that I was having is that I take the data that they have, and instead of searching for Squee Squee, they search for the tentacle host bodies.
Sure. Okay. Uh,
And who's to say I didn't kidnap a scientist while I was there?
oh,
No one will know. Not even the scientist.
pasta? Yes. Okay. Okay. Uh, so yeah, as you're working on the scanner yourself, uh, uh, you do note that uh, there's some traffic over the mindscape that amongst some of the like uh, other research centers that
Mhm.
that might be important, but it would take a fair amount of focus to find out what's going on there.
Well, we're on the research branch, so let's focus down and try to get, because, like, I need my people, and I need this information. That's the scene we're in.
Okay. Um. So, uh, you mentioned that you're trying to work on the scanner yourself. Uh, and I think it's made it a bit easier that you have like the framework of O. Henry's work already.
Mhm.
Um, but this is definitely a long-term project.
Okay.
Uh, and let me see. I think that oh, okay. Uh, I think that to complete it, uh, you're or to complete it quickly, you're gonna need help from the Megazon.
Okay.
Uh, and
So is this like you dropped the line of there's like chatter going on the research facilities?
mhm.
Uh, is that about this?
uh,
Because my
you
response to, well, I look that up then.
yeah. Uh, it's well.
Or are you just
The
adding
okay.
some
So it's
things
chatter amongst
first?
the like some of the other research facilities that
Uh-huh.
you are able to access because of the information you've gotten already.
Sure.
Um, but it's to some degree encrypted. So uh, you unless until you look into it, you can't be sure
Okay.
what specifically it's about. You just know that there's
Okay.
information being
And
passed
is
around.
that the clock that I'm starting right now?
Um,
Because that's
The
as soon as you said that, I was like, I want to look into that.
okay, totally.
So I just want to make sure we're on the same page. Sometimes things can get
Okay, so
confused.
there's two different moves on the board um, be resolved right now. One is the starting the long-term project to for your own version of the ground scanner. The other is a search the mindscape for the about this chatter.
All right. Well, I will search the mindscape immediately
Okay,
because I also know my people are still in danger.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
Yeah, there's immediate response. Anything else we need to talk about before I roll?
No, just go ahead and do it.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay.
Let me open up the charts within charts.
Yes. So you can ask a question on Search the Mindscape.
All right. So all I know is that there's chatter related to like chatter between the facilities that are similar to the ones that I take. Okay. Um. So on a 7 to 9, it says you'll answer my question, but not necessarily accurately, or I get an accurate answer, but you make a move.
Well,
we didn't talk about that last time.
That's just on a miss. You gotta.
Oh, it says on a 7 to 9, the MC. Oh, sorry, on a miss.
Answer your question,
right, yeah,
honestly,
sorry.
and then
there was no space there, so I added it together. Never mind. That was just me parsing it wrong.
Yeah, it's not as clear as it could be.
Yeah. The bullet points and everything. So, I answer 2 questions. One of the questions will be inaccurate, at least. One will be inaccurate. Not both.
Yes, because because of your theocracy.
Yeah, theocracy. So I'm going to what is the relationship between my people and this scanner? Like, is there a squee in a chair somewhere that's fueling the data thing? Like, if I put a different species in it, will it scan for different species, kind of thing?
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. What is your other question? Since it's
okay.
not actually a follow-up.
Yeah, so does it have to be a follow-up question, or can I just ask another?
It is specifically not a follow-up question. This is
okay.
This is all downside.
So, can I ask the relationship question again, but change it?
Sure.
Okay. What is the relationship between the chatter and what's it? Oh, Henry.
Okay. So the relationship between your people in the scanner, or the situation in the scanner, is that let's see. Yes, it could certainly be targeted in other directions, and you're pretty sure that they need access to a squee in order to make progress. and then the other part was uh, the relationship between the scanner and
The chatter.
and the chatter. Uh,
The chatter on O. Henry.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a direct relationship. O. Henry's people are making fairly quick progress on their version of the scanner.
Okay. In that case, I can no longer do research on the scanner. I must rescue my people. Oh, I don't know. Wouldn't they? That seems like a composite thing to do.
Um. Well, let me see. Yeah, I mean, you have a lead for finding the rest of your people, but you don't know exactly where they are. So it would be.
In that case, I'm going to try to hack the code. Now, would infiltrate be applicable if I wanted to? Oh, Spook's gone.
Yeah.
If I wanted to, you know how they do in like computer movies. What am I? 12. Where they're like, I'm gonna put in the secret code and release it back into the main programming, so I have like a back door or a switch that like changes things.
Mm-hmm.
And since I have the information already, I feel that is my most logical straightforwardness. I believe my people are impulsive, but since they don't have the information to go on, they're going to use what technology they have at their hoof to Prince fingertips. Poof, squeak.
Okay. Okay. So that searching for a backdoor, that definitely sounds like search for exploits rather than infiltrate.
Okay. I also know we have like 20 minutes, and I wanted to make sure Spook had some time before we.
Okay.
Welcome back, Spook.
Welcome back. So yeah, we'll try and move through this fairly quickly. Search for exploits is a Mindscape move.
Anything else I need to know before I click it?
I think you've given enough information. You're
clicking,
just, like hacking in, trying to. Yeah. Okay.
7, just enough.
Yep. Okay. So choose one.
Oof. I think they aren't alerted.
Sure.
Yeah, because otherwise it would be useless.
Yeah.
And then I get +1 forward on compromised security.
No,
okay,
that would be a second choice.
So, okay, so they aren't alerted.
They aren't alerted. You have. Okay, so you do access their system more deeply. They aren't alerted.
Yeah.
And let me see. So now there's a.
So now I can do continue undermining.
Now it's a separate role to compromise their security, to either steal information or
implant my own devious.
Yeah, or do something
code.
Devious.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. I'm clicking it. Here you go.
Okay.
What happened?
Cool.
What did I get? Was it really good? Yeah.
Pretty good.
Another.
Pretty good.
Another just enough.
Okay.
So that is
compromise
security.
You can
edit or access information on it.
You can either find out exactly where you people are.
So you cut out for me.
Oh, okay. What? So you can either find out exactly where your people are. You could set something up to give them a chance to escape on their own, but you wouldn't have full information on what's going on, so that could work out or not.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, or you could cause the system to do some other sneaky thing that you come up with.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm going to stick with my original plan. I don't know where people are. I don't know how secure they are. I can maybe figure that out later. But if they fail, you already determined that my people were sacrificial, so that is a non-trait trait that I will absorb into my own narrative. And they are researchers, and they do anything for science. So I will edit the axis so that when this thing goes off, I can change who it tracks.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So their whole plan, I will let my people remain captives for now, but for the final final cause of this device that will track all the squee must not be allowed to exist. But in case I want to track anybody else, I mean that seems okay. But definitely not smooth. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So you want to set it that when they complete their project and set it off, it it specifically searches all their people and sends that information to you, or it just gives incorrect information?
It's that when it's done, they're like, oh, it works, like all the tests, like it'll scan for squee at the time, but I'll be able to change it later. Like there's a subroutine of true false where it's squee to something else. I know my technical jargon's pretty strong. I hope you can follow along at home. I know 3 words.
Okay.
Okay.
Has that
So what I wrote down is implanted subroutine to change what squee tracking machine tracks.
okay. So to change what it tracks so that it I just want to make sure that I'm interpreting this correctly. So that you can put in misleading information, or so that it tracks a different it tracks somebody else or something else.
It tracks a different. It goes from tracking squee. It's like changing something from red to blue.
Okay.
Like instead of tracking squee, it'll track another thing.
Okay. And so to change what?
It's like the facial recognition. Like, oh, you recognize faces, and like, oh no, I changed that. It now recognizes pineapples. Like it's
okay.
It's changing its. My metaphors are super good, guys.
No,
everyone knows.
It's good. Fine. Works. Okay. Bam. Okay. So, before we...
Now, do you have to do an org move to end your turn, or
no,
can
you
just...
don't have to. You
okay,
just,
all right. Because I was trying to like, it's like what organization move can I? I mean, you can't. Spook's gotta play.
So do you want to pass on doing an org move?
Yes.
Okay.
Because there's nothing I could continue undermining, but I mean, I kind of got what I wanted, and I don't want to, like, I can't do anything else without trying it out. And also, I want the other person to play. So.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Let me see. I think that. Oh yeah. So while there's this back and forth over whether or not uh, uh, whether or not your crew or passengers, depending on your point of view, have any say. Um, uh, you Boat, you notice that the the offers from coming from New Vegas are really ramping up, and like and you aren't doing anything to keep people from leaving, right? You're like, oh, if you want to get the fuck off of me, get the fuck off of me, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I'm not like phrasing it like that.
Yeah, yeah.
But like the whole reason we came here was because people wanted to see Vegas, so it's like, yeah, sure, see Vegas.
Okay. Um, are you letting people who go down come back up?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, there's a lot of flow back and forth to the planet. Like people,
Mm-hmm.
it is a thing. People are excited about it. It's um, a lot of people go. Um, and the ones that come back are pretty much talk about their time there a lot. Uh, um, Even to the drones, like the drones are only partially only partially autonomous, um, but they have a lot of data from these humans to parse or ignore about what a fun time they could be having on the surface. Uh, and oh, so the that committee chair who uh, let's definitely grab yeah, okay, Oakley. Oakley. So Oakley does make himself available to you to continue to discuss the situation at hand. Um, but that may or may not be productive. And there's this injunction, but you can just you can try and just override it, or you can take other some other go about this some other way. What are you up to?
I suppose mechanically speaking, what's the deal with the injunction? Like, are the space police going to be after me if I, or is it more of like a
Um,
reputation thing?
so mechanically, it stopped you from doing the restructuring right then. Um, but it doesn't prevent you from just trying it again.
Yeah, I
Uh,
would like to be the abrasive tryhard then, and just try and just try and mash it out again.
okay. Before you roll, um,
Yes,
uh,
well spotted.
is is there anything that you want to do to help it go through, or anything else that you want to do at the same time that might be something other than an organization move?
Yeah, if I could do some like Because I don't know. I mean, it's like I could do a roll to try and make it easier, but then could it actually make it harder if the roll goes poorly? Is that a possibility?
Yeah, it is.
Ugh, this
I
game's so hard.
I'd probably just roll it then, as like all my stats are quite even, so I don't think I could like roll the thing with a plus to them. But could I phone a friend for help? Can I be like, "Squee friends, look, I'm trying to streamline
Oh,
the
absolutely.
economy."
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I did Pteranodon.
Yes.
Did I get it right?
Yes. You did. And the pronunciation of all of my names are always too complicated. So you're trying to. What I understand it is get people off your ship.
No, it's
Okay.
not about getting them. It's not about like getting them off the ship. People can be on the ship. It's just about like right now, rather than helping you, I'm in Vegas because
Mhm.
everyone was like, "Let's go to Vegas," and I'm like, "All right then," but we got this thing anyway.
Oh,
We voted on it and we decided to go to Vegas, and
yeah.
I'm thinking that like the guests shouldn't really vote on where we go or who we point lasers at. Some of them are very laser
Sure.
happy. Um, so if
So
you could
I
like,
think I could either, or here you tell me what you think first. How would you best use my adorable
well,
and vicious abilities?
I think it's just that it's maybe people a bit wary of the rogue ship running about with no one telling it
Mhm.
what to do. So if I
Sure.
could just have an organic on my side
So
playing
what
a good role.
happens is the first time didn't go through. And the second time, like squeeze start like showing up. Like they're always kind of like a little around. It's like rats in a city, but adorable and not rats. That was a bad example. Uh, but they're like in like little white and blue sailor. Well, actually, tell me what your colors are, and I'll match.
I guess it's like silver.
Yeah, little silver with like the old 1970s style like space uniform
Yes,
things. Like there's
exactly,
rings around their
exactly.
bellies.
Hmm
Little
hmm
sailor outfits, and people come into like uh people come in to the cafeteria and they see like them like in little hairnets like serving the food instead of like the regular drones. Like you're putting forward this presentation of, oh, organics are here and helping, you just haven't seen them a lot. And there's like a little one like with a little broom, like a little broom attached to his tail, so as it like walks like in Alice in Wonderland, it sweeps behind it, and it's adorable.
I
It's,
agree completely.
instead of the Roomba. uh, yeah, so they're doing things like that, and there's like one with like a little tool belt on, and it's like there's a panel open as somebody goes by, and it's like got a little like welding mask over its tiny face, and it opens up, and it's got just the cutest little doe eyes. Like,
All four of them.
yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, I'm just helping you prove that there are organics helping you out. So, what does that mean, Brad? What does all I said just mean?
Uh, so yeah, I think that you show that it's not just a computers versus organics thing. That you know, uh, the 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 cute squee see that Boat knows best. So
Yeah.
surely the humans can.
There's even like one of the little rooms is like a diagram of the squee, and there's like a bunch of little school desks. Like all the squeezies are like looking. Yeah.
uh, so yeah, if you could just roll aid or interfere,
All right.
there's some chance that
It's gonna be
in
great. It's gonna go perfect.
Yeah.
Nothing bad will happen. Shit.
okay. Uh,
I apologize for showing for
It's
stealing.
this this happens.
yeah.
Now, do I roll then my restructure at a penalty or just straight?
I believe that. Let me.
If it fails, I get myself embroiled in it,
you
right?
you don't get a penalty, um, but
You advance a clock.
I do something unpleasant.
Advance the clock. Oh no.
Which one will you choose? There's so many to choose from.
Well, okay. Proceed. I know what clock I'm in.
Hooray!
All right.
You did it.
Yes, you are now a unionocracy. Be sure to ruin your your woofie accordingly. But you no longer have to make rolls to take organization actions. You just do them, and the drones agree.
I mean, Waffy -1 is not that bad because, like, convenient acquisition is like the most deceptively named thing in the game. Fine.
I don't know what you
My
mean.
arms are crossed and I'm shaking my head, just so you know.
It's super convenient. Super convenient. Okay.
If both of those are in quotation marks.
uh, so, the I guess it's not crew. I guess it's the passengers.
Yes.
Do
Yes,
guests the guests knuckle under that they appreciate having access to the ship even if they don't get any say about how it's done, especially because you know New Vegas and all the new games that they've been downloading are better anyway. Who even cares
New
about
Vegas gets us those licenses.
Yeah.
I mean, they do still have a say. I just have the judicial oversight to ignore them if they say stupid things like, let's go to fucking Vegas.
Well, by and large, they've decided that this political crap just doesn't matter. It's all about the fun products and services that they have.
Don't listen to him, kids. Vote. It matters.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Although buffets and endless casino runs may seem fun at the time, capitalism is a beast that you cannot tame.
The strippers don't really like you.
No.
If you can change things by voting, then
unless you're another stripper.
Yeah.
In which case, maybe.
Yeah, if you could change things by voting, then it would be illegal. Clearly.
Yeah.
It's
Step 1, vote. Step 2, go into stripping. Stripping.
Yeah.
Sorry, this is my only perception of what Vegas is like. Gambling strippers. This is what I hear.
Yeah, that's fair. Brought like a lot of shows, like Fan of the Opera stuff. There's
They got a thing.
Yeah. Like I think Britney Spears is still there. Yeah. So shows, strippers, gambling, and buffets. 4 things. The 4 things about Vegas.
But
with the taste on my lips, I'm on the run. I'm toxic. I'm getting under. It's a taste of a poison paradise. I'm addicted to you. Don't you know that you're toxic? I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. That's all on your character sheet. You were just reading your character sheet.
Yeah. Although really the
spaceship with lips.
The lights and sounds of the gambling machines really really overshadow everything. Like it's to walk into the shows at any of the hotels, you have to go through a maze of video poker and slot machines. Like there's no way around it. You are going to be exposed by all these glowing lights and happy noises, and yeah, it's insane, insane.
Well, while people are being distracted by these glowing noises, I basically send out like a ping to everyone being like, "Hello, hi. I don't know if you've read, but yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna leave in like an hour, so get back here if you want to come. But if not, then good luck. Send me a message. I might come pick you up if I got time."
Yeah, and some people come back, uh, but it's subtle, but it's not mind control or anything. But there's a look to their eyes that they have. Uh, these people who are
They've
mere
been
denizens
influenced.
on you are they seem like they have bought into a whole new paradigm. Um,
You mean a
and,
paradigm?
yes, yes, uh, and
Well, I can only dismantle one armful paradigm at a time, so I'm going to give you this power system, and then we'll get onto that afterwards.
And Pteranodon, uh, you notice that a lot of your scientists tend to be are like uh, slacking off playing various far future video games
What?
and
Why am I
buying
affected?
stuff.
No.
They're buying a lot of stuff.
My five, no.
Stuff is great.
Uh, it's like we put like a pinball room in there in the research lab. Just doesn't
Yeah,
go well.
yeah. I mean, it's just there to unwind a bit, right? It's not going to distract from the work. Oh.
Worst.
And then
Never helping anyone ever again.
yeah, yeah.
All right.
Doom
I
3 death
accept this.
matches all day.
All right.
Uh,
Now it's 4:04. We gotta
yes.
shut down.
So, thank you guys for indulging me in this. I hope that it felt a little bit less clunky.
Dim.
Yeah, if you have any commentary, positive or negative, I'd love to hear it and like incorporate.
I think the trick is for players like me to not look at the rules and just have you tell me what to roll.
Okay.
To not learn the rules, but that may not work out in the long run. So we'll see. I'll think about it more.
Yeah. Well, there's some flux. Like I had this for this session, I was ignoring the unit requirements for organization moves, and I think that I may do some uh, fiddling with moves to make sure that there isn't like successive to try and avoid successive rolls more so, but I'm definitely not going back to having to buy units before you can make organization moves. Like I think just describing them a bit uh, works well enough for giving that feeling of there being
because when
an
you decide to
organization
do
underneath.
something and then you like have to do like 4 different things before you can roll to do the thing you
Yeah.
just said you were going to do.
Yeah,
That's
it's
a
no
lot.
bueno, no bueno.
It's not good. It's
Yeah.
not the greatest. Could be better. We'll work on it.
So, do you have any shout outs?
I would like to shout out to Bananas for having a good potential but poor follow through, and just remember, folks, banana for scale.
Okay. I will in fact remember that banana for scale. Spook?
Hi, my name's Spook. I'm going to be GMing Changing the Lost here on Wednesday, so check that out. It will be very weird.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, that's Wednesdays at 11 a.m. Pacific, which is uh, an hour later than the slot has sometimes been in the past. Um, and I think it's gonna be really cool. Like I'm looking forward to it. I need to shoot you uh, my character because I've like finished, but there's a couple of things that I need to like confirm with you. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I'll also be back tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific for we're gonna be doing some Space Ninjas versus Pirates Nissan Shigo uh, cartoon action hour thing. It's wacky. Come check it out. And then we we probably won't be back as such next week. I may be on
Yeah.
to fiddle with rules, but we probably won't be doing, or we definitely won't be doing a an actual role playing session. But come by anyway. I would love input. I'll probably be starting it later though, probably like starting at 4 rather than finishing at 4. Um, thanks again, everybody. If you enjoyed this, please do like, follow, subscribe, all that stuff. I would very much appreciate it. And have a good one, everybody. Bye.
Bye. I'm waving. You can't see it. Bye.